So having said all of that, did you order FSD for your Plaid?
I'm sorry, say again.
Did you order FSD for your
Oh,
Plaid?
that's a great question. So,
And Mike, I'm going to ask you the same question
so
also.
short answer, long answer. Short answer is yes. Long answer is I don't think it's financially worth it. However, um, until you take delivery, you can actually turn it off. So until I take delivery, I could say no, I don't want it anymore. But so far, I have done it. Realistically, I think it makes sense to purchase the subscription, depending on how long you plan on using the car. When you look at the pricing, um, unless they raise the price, so that they might raise the price again. But it was like
Yeah.
I think it's
No,
300
$199.
bucks a month, something like that. Okay.
It's 200.
It's 200 bucks. Is it 299
It
or
was
199?
last time I looked.
Okay.
I'll
Okay. So it's
verify that.
200
Keep
bucks a
going.
month. Okay. So if you're looking at that, you've got right now FSD is $12,000, right? So if you divide that by 200, that's 60 months if it's 200. So 60 60 months of subscription. So
$199.
Sorry, say again.
That's a bargain.
199. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So it's 60 months of subscription versus paying 12 grand upfront. So one thing, subscription will move with you, right? You cancel your subscription, you can bring it with you in another car. So if you plan on keeping your car so more than 5 years, and you would plan on having the subscription the whole time, then yeah, maybe you want to do that. And it could help your resale over time. The price will go up. Maybe the value will be there. You also don't know if the subscription price will go up. They might increase that
True.
$199 to a higher price point, right, as the functionality gets better. So, I mean, everyone's got to do this own calculation for themselves to figure it out. For me, and what I'll point out is if you don't drive far distances, you're not driving where you think you might use it all the time, like do a 1 month, see if you like it. If you like it, maybe then buy the full thing if you want, or keep it for a while, turn it off. If you're not going to use the car all the time, you could save money some months. Personally, I have a habit of forgetting about subscriptions and paying for them years after I don't need them anymore. I don't know how many people do that, but I really am awful. I think I'm going to do it just because I don't want to be bothered of figuring it out and all the other stuff. And I plan on keeping the car. Like I keep my cars on average probably 10 years. So I plan on keeping the car. Also, I'm a huge tech geek, so I'm going to want to see the latest changes that come out. I'm going to mess with it. I'm going to be a beta
I'm
tester.
on the other side of the fence.
If I can, hopefully. But anyway.
I'm actually going to subscribe. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to keep this Model 3 more than a year, maybe 2 at the most, because I'm going to want something newer. I can almost guarantee it. And,
sure.
My track record with cars has not been good for longevity. I kind of cycle through them. So the subscription makes sense for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the subscription probably makes sense 99% of the time. Like I would be willing to bet most consumers at 12 grand for the one shot, you should probably do a subscription. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
so Mark, you had full self-driving package before in your 3, right?
Yeah, so my 2023 that I just sold, it got the 2022 version. I bought it then before the subscription was a thing, and I used it pretty much on the road. It was really cool, but it did improve over the time. So when I got my 2022 just now, February, the $12,000 was something, but I'd rather just pay it and not get into the subscription model. I just rather pay it.
Sure.
Because before that, I was fortunate enough to get into the FSD beta back in November when I had my older car. And, driving around in LA, you try to maintain a 100, that's nearly impossible to do that. But, so what I did was I waited until, I think it was Friday, like Fridays or the weekend, they would release they would bring new people into the beta on the weekends. Mm-hmm. So I kind of waited until like that Wednesday. I knew I had a trip out to San Bernardino. That's about a 90-mile one way. So I said, you know what? I can get my 100 miles in this one day driving there and back. So I can do that, pace myself, not to fall too. So I did all of that. And then that Friday or Saturday, I got the email. And the Friday I got the email, and Saturday I got the download. So that's how I snuck my way in. Now that said, when I did use the FSD beta in LA, because I primarily work in Hollywood, because that's where the studio is where I work at. So there's always people there. There's tourists around. They'll stand out in the middle of the street. They'll take the Hollywood sign. They don't care about cars. They're just like, nothing wrong. That's cool. But it was a good testing ground to see how FSD would work for that. And the persistence that increased where you would see people, they would get behind something, it would block the camera, and then instead of the camera just not seeing that person anymore, the camera would predict where they would be walking.
Nice.
Persistence. So that got better, and so then the car was smart enough to slow down for people. I saw the car slow down, put its blinker on, and get into the other lane of a 2-lane road, and then get back into the lane. So it was really fun to see it, but it's also squeamish. Like if it wants to turn left, it
kind of like stutter a little bit. Yeah,
wheels the wheels like that, and it's like, should I go? So you give it gas, like just go, it's okay. So you give it some gas or the go pedal, and it says, oh, okay, thank you. Then it kind of just moves on. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I don't have it on my new one because it doesn't transfer over, and sure. I don't have this bandwidth to try to drive slow in a performance Model 3. I just can't do it. So, but it was really fun, and I think being able to experience that for the couple of months I did, once they finally feel comfortable to get it out there, whenever that is, it's going to be fantastic, man. Because just driving it through the things the car can do, what it can see, it sees dogs, it sees all types of things, bicyclists, it knows it'll go around them. It's really cool tech, And Lewis, when you were talking about the upgrades earlier, I was thinking about like all of this stuff that you do in the neural net and how it actually goes back into making the car better to drive. It's just fantastic, man. So I miss it.
So let
me
ask you two guys this question, since you're both veterans of FSD. I've actually thought about getting the subscription for my upcoming road trip. I plan to do about 1,500 mile ish road trip for yes or no, maybe. Yes.
I had a friend. He just bought a Model Y. He and his wife.
Okay.
He's from Chicago. She's from Virginia. So he bought his Model Y last year when used car rates were crazy, and then he opted in to subscribe to it just for that trip. So on an as-needed basis, when they travel back to Chicago and Virginia where their families
are. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Exactly.
I think that's a good idea. I would at least at least once, right? Because you don't know if you're going to like the features. And it's always improving too. The other thing is, Mark mentioned some issues with it. And if you go on TMC, there's many posts and blog posts and discussions around this. It works great in some areas. It doesn't work so great in others. Elon just tweeted recently, I don't know, the last few days, I think even, about how the new version is supposed to come out. They were going to release a new version, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, and it got pushed to this weekend, and now they're not sure when. But they're saying they feel like they're getting close in city driving. They're going to go back to focusing on highway driving because there's been some challenges there with phantom braking and some other things. So